Every conference final series between the NBA and the NHL has a 3-1 series lead. Two of those teams are looking to close it out tonight. The Florida Panthers on the road at Raleigh against the Carolina Hurricanes, and this game, where the Oklahoma City Thunder are at home looking to close out their Western Conference Final Series against the Minnesota Timberwolves in Game 5. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has admitted that it's hard to not to look forward, but the OKC Thunder star and superstar says that the lesson of Game 3 helps the Thunder when they try to put the Timberwolves away at home in this Western Conference Finals. He said, quote, "It's tough. I would be lying if I said it wasn't. You know how close you are, but yet it's still so far away. To beat a team like this, it takes a lot of hard minutes doing the right thing a lot of the time. They're 3-1 in this series, a win away from their first NBA Finals in 13 years. Mark Daigneault says that he is confident in his team's ability to focus on the task at hand. After a 42-point road defeat, the Thunder came back to win Game 4, 128-126 in Minneapolis, putting the Timberwolves on the brink of elimination. The big three of SGA, Jalen Williams, and Chet Holmgren combined for 95 points in that victory. But the trio said, Shai said that the trio hasn't come close to reaching a ceiling just yet. Minnesota's facing elimination for the first time in this postseason after winning each of the first two playoff series in 5 games. If they are to stay alive, they need more out of Anthony Edwards and Julius Randle. They were combined 6 of 20 for 21 points in the Game 4 loss after going 21 of 32 for 54 points in Game 3. The leading scorer in Game 4? SGA's cousin, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, 23 points. That is for the Timberwolves. Chris Finch said, quote, "We've faced this and gone through these periods before. We know we've got to stretch the floor, create more depth in transition, get those guys to the bottom of the floor for a variety of reasons. Should be a pretty easy adjustment. Just got to put the effort in. They did a good job getting their guys to get a big game for them. We need to do a better job of getting more out of our first unit." Finch was happy with Edwards' aggressiveness, especially in the Monday half of things. Hello everyone, I am Alec Nava. Welcome to Oklahoma City, the capital of the state of Oklahoma, as we preview this game between the Thunder and the Timberwolves. In Game 5, where the Thunder hope to close it out and punch their ticket to the NBA Finals, the Timberwolves want to stave off elimination and keep their dream of their first NBA Finals bid alive. OKC round off runs to keep the Timberwolves at bay despite Minnesota's role players playing lights out at target center, including Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Jalen Williams, and Chet Holmgren stole the show, not just with their stat lines, but scoring or assisting on all 38 points in the final frame of Game 4. OKC has to continue to swarm at and force the ball out of his hands to limit shot attempts and once again dare the other Timberwolves to beat them. Sure, the supporting cast nearly came through in Game 4, but on the road is a whole new ball game as role players typically play worse on the road. If OKC continue to play underneath Randle and get into his body to force turnovers and another non-productive night, OKC has to feel extremely good about their chances of finishing this series. They have to see their role players have a jaw-dropping game. If the Thunder can catch fire from deep and duplicate what the Timberwolves did a game ago with 5 role players in double figures, then OKC should start setting up the stage for the post-game trophy presentation. And in closeout games, teams can play tight, even at home. A tone-setting start from SGA and J-Dub can really help the Thunder steady things, getting the crowd on their feet to overwhelm the Wolves with the season on the line. OKC has their toughest task still ahead, closing out the Western Conference Final. It's the benefit of being at home against a Timberwolves team that might be flat after spoiling an opportunity at home on Monday, despite their role players going off. For Minnesota, in this game, the Timberwolves, in the loss, they got 20-plus points not only from Nickeil Alexander-Walker, but also from Jaden McDaniels and Dante DiVincenzo. The bench put up 64 points, and the team shot 51% from the field and 44% from free for the Wolves. They also found success getting open looks through drive and kick action, and drew the defensive attention and set up his teammates for rhythm shots. But he scored just 16 points on 6 of 15 shooting. He led the team with 6 assists and helped the offense flow. Nickeil Alexander-Walker and McDaniels both stepped up with two-way energy. Rudy Gobert with 13 points and 9 rebounds added to that on the push. The Wolves aim to keep their season alive in a must-win Game 5. There's the blueprint for them. Strong contributions from the bench, smart defense, and smart playmaking. DiVincenzo said, quote, "We're still together. We know what we're up against. Uphill battle, but everybody's sticking together. Understanding that you try to look at this game and grab any sort of hope." So the Wolves do not have any players on the injury reports. The Thunder are said about this game. So we just tried to make a habit of staying very present. It's hard to stay present. It's easy to slip into the past or the future. We tried to do a good job of grounding into the moment and just handling the next challenge. Team's done an unbelievable job of that. That's what we are, what we access our best. To go onto our starting fives, beginning with the Minnesota Timberwolves, the 6th seed in the Western Conference. At the point guard, Mike Conley. Shooting guard, Anthony Edwards. Small forward, Jaden McDaniels. Power forward, Julius Randle. Centers, Rudy Gobert. Off the bench are Donte DiVincenzo, Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Terrence Shannon Jr., Naz Reid, Luka Garza, and Rob Dillingham. For the Thunder, their starting fives like this. At point guard, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Shooting guard, Luguentz Dort. Small forward, Jalen Williams. Jalen without the Y. Power forward is Chet Holmgren, and at center it is Isaiah Hartenstein. Off the bench, Cason Wallace, Alex Caruso, Isaiah Joe, Aaron Wiggins, Kenrich Williams, and Jalen Williams, Jalen with a Y. Head coaches Chris Finch and Mark Daigneault. Finch's coaching staff consisting of him, Nathan Bubes, Moses Ehambe, Kevin Hansen, Chris Hines, Max Lefebvre, Jeff Newton, Micah Nori, Pablo Brigoni, Elston Turner, and Corliss Williamson. And for the Thunder, their coaching staff consisting of Daigneault, David Akinyoye, Dave Bliss, Chip Engelland, Grant Gibbs, Connor Johnson, Eric Maynard, and Mike Wilkes. And our officiating crew consists of James Capers, Mark Davis, and Ben Taylor. So this young team is ready and hungry to get into action. In the meantime, we do have the Carolina Hurricanes and the Florida Panthers. We're getting an eye on that one closely. And the Hurricanes score first. Sebastian Aho unassisted at 4:39 of the first period. Second straight elimination game for the Canes. They avoided getting swept in Game 4 of this Eastern Conference Final. This game also marks the returns of Sam Reinhart and Nico Mikkola. The Thunder's defense has been everywhere onto the ball. Chet Holmgren being a shot-blocking menace. 40 points, 9 rebounds, 10 assists for SGA. J-Dub 34 points, 6 of 9 for free and free steals. Chet with 21 points, 7 rebounds, and 3 blocks. The teams are continuing to warm up here at Paycom Center. This used to be known as Chesapeake Energy Arena back in the days of Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, and James Harden. You can also say Serge Ibaka onto this list. But how crazy it is that trading away Rashard Lewis led to the team getting the core free of Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Jalen Williams, Chet Holmgren, and the rest. Chet was a second overall pick by the Thunder, however. So he was not acquired by any of those trades, but Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Jalen Williams were acquired by trades. So this trade tree begins in 2007, when they were known as the Seattle Supersonics. They signed trade Rashard Lewis for trade exception. They trade that trade exception to the Phoenix Suns for Kurt Thomas and 2 first-round picks later that same year. In 2008, one of those picks became Serge Ibaka. In 2016, they trade Ibaka for Victor Oladipo, Ersan Ilyasova, and the draft rights to Domantas Sabonis. In 2017, they trade Oladipo and Sabonis for Paul George. PG-13 went on to have an MVP caliber campaign in 2019, and after that, he was traded to the Clippers. They would decide to win a championship in LA with Kawhi Leonard. The return was Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Danilo Gallinari, 5 first-round picks, and 2 pick swaps. The picks for that deal have been used or traded for Jalen Williams, Cason Wallace, and others. And do keep in mind, now that SGA has been named MVP, that's the second time that the Charlotte Hornets trade away the draft rights to a draft pick that became an MVP. The other one, Kobe Bryant. That's just pitiful if you're a Hornets fan just watching onwards and seeing this. You gotta be sick to your stomach. If you're a Clippers fan, you too have to be sick to your stomach watching Shai Gilgeous-Alexander going off with the Thunder the way that he is right now. So far, to summarize, let's just summarize this series. OKC won the first 2 games. For Minnesota won Game 3. OKC won Game 4. That was the most competitive game of the series. In Game 1, it was Shai Gilgeous-Alexander leading the way for the Thunder with 31 points, 9 assists, 3 steals. Jalen Williams with 19 points off the bench. And they held Anthony Edwards to 18 points. Julius Randle was the only other double-digit scorer, 28 points, 8 rebounds on 9-13 shooting. Nobody else had more than 10. In Game 2, OKC won 118-103, with Shai dropping 38 points, 12 of 21 shooting from the field. A near-perfect free throw shooting at 13 of 15. He's a plus 25 on the court, which does help a lot for impacts. 8 assists as he set up his teammates beautifully. J-Dub with 26 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists on that effort. Chet with 22 points. Ant-Man with 32, with 9 rebounds and 6 assists. As the Timberwolves, they were trying to keep it close, but they did so until it wasn't. Minnesota had their statement in Game 3, 143-101. The win of Anthony Edwards dropping 30 points, Julius Randle 24. Edwards with 9 rebounds, 6 assists. On efficient 12 of 17. Terrence Shannon Jr. off the bench with 15 points. And 4 others contributed to double-digit figures. Nickeil Alexander-Walker with 12. Nasri with 10. Leonard Miller with 11 in garbage time. 10 for Jaden McDaniels. In Game 4, closest game of a 128-126 Thunder victory. In a close game, 40 points for SGA, 9 rebounds, 10 assists. J-Dub, 34 points, 6-9 shooting, 13 and 24 from the field. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander last game fired 30 shots. J-Dub fired 24, Chet fired 14. 7 rebounds, 3 blocks. For Minnesota, it was 23 from NAW, 21 for DiVincenzo, 9 of 15, 7 of 11. 22 points for Jaden McDaniels, 9 of 15, 3 of 6 from 3. Rudy Gobert with 13 points, 9 rebounds. Ant with 16 points, 6 assists. No, everything is on the line here for the Timberwolves. Very rarely do you see a comeback from down 3-1 in a series. It's happened most commonly in the NHL. This has happened 32 times in the NHL, 14 in the MLB, and 13 in the NBA. The Denver Nuggets were part of 2 3-1 series comebacks in the same year. They were the first team in NBA history to do that. And so far, penalties afloat at Raleigh, and Rod Brindamore is none too pleased. Alexander Cation, 2 for roughing when he removed Nate Schmidt's helmet. William Carrier, 2 for cross-checking. Panthers currently on the power play. But how effective will Sam Reinhart and Nico Mikkola be? At the line of Carter Verhaeghe, Sam Bennett, and Matthew Tkachuk have been so dominant. That's the second line. The Panthers, they have the ability to spread the wealth out. And the Thunder were known as the Seattle Supersonics. They had a plethora of talent around them. Most notably, when they had Gary Payton and Sean Kemp in the 1996 season. They just so happened to run into the greatest team of all time. The 1996 Chicago Bulls had Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, Dennis Rodman, Phil Jackson, among others. That team still remains as the greatest team in NBA history. 72-10. And they won the championship on that year. And they won the top 10 teams in NBA history during the celebration of the league's 50th anniversary. They set the record for most wins in a regular season at the time, later surpassed by the 2016 Golden State Warriors. That Warriors team lost to the Cleveland Cavaliers in the most famous 3-1 series comeback of all time. That Bulls team in 1996 also had the likes of Steve Kerr and Tony Kukoc. Luke Longley as well. Dickie Simpkins, Bill Wennington, also a part of those teams among players that started. Ron Harper, too. And Curry was coming off the bench throughout that 1996 season. He's one of the top shooters in the league at that time. Panthers tried to go to the Stanley Cup Final for the second straight year. Well, and the Oilers are trying to do the same as well. If we ever get to a Game 6, things are going to get very curious for a potential reverse sweep. Who knows if that is going to be the case? It's 1-0 Hurricanes right now. Freddie Anderson has shut down all 5 Florida shots. Sergei Bobrovsky, 4-5. Do remember, no lead is safe, and nothing is certain. Last game, Jacob Slavin put on a defensive masterclass. Carolina's killed off both penalties. Jacob Slavin put up a defensive masterclass in Game 4. That made life easier for Freddie Anderson. Logan Stankoven had the only 5-on-5 goal, in which he scored in the second period. At the 10:45 mark, Carolina added 2 empty netters, one from Sebastian Aho and another from Jordan Staal. Andrei Svechnikov and Seth Jarvis assisted on the Aho goal. Brent Burns on the Staal goal. The only assist on the Stankoven goal, Alexander Nikishin. First career NHL point, and it came in an elimination game. What better time for him? So we head to our starting 5s here at Oklahoma City in the Western Conference Finals. OKC leads their series 3-1. The Indiana Pacers are up 3-1 on the New York Knicks. Fans crowding the arena. Rumble the Bison also here. The OKC marching band too. And we're going to monitor along the statuses between this game and Carolina, Florida. Game 5, that's at Lenovo Center, in what is an elimination game. For the Hurricanes, the Panthers need to treat this with a closeout game. Sam Reinhart and Nico Mikwa just came back, but you cannot fall flat at any moment. Not to these Hurricanes. Reinhart and Mikwa back onto the lineup. It is Conley, Edwards, McDaniels, Randall, and Gobert for Minnesota among the starting 5 side. For OKC, it's the same one as they have utilized. SGA, Dort, J-Dub, Holmgren, and Hardenstein. It is a blue and white crowd. Some sections are blue, other sections are white. This is arguably the loudest crowd and the most intimidating atmosphere in the NBA. This crowd is no joke. They show out and it matters every time. It's home court advantage. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander readying up. He was the backbone of this new era for OKC. Mentored by Chris Paul in his first year in OKC. Anthony Edwards, first overall pick in his draft. Many were wondering who was going to be taken and by Minnesota between him and LaMelo Ball. It was Ent, and it was a decision in which they had struck by since the beginning. OKC chants here all around Paycom Center as we get set here for the opening tip-off. Chet and Rudy are at center court, looking to get the tip from Mark Davis. James Capers is our crew chief. And everyone is set here at downtown Oklahoma City. As Gobert readies up for the tip. Minnesota, the opening possession. Here we go. Do or die here for the Timberwolves. Win and you're in to the finals for the Thunder. Backed all the way up by Dort. Both shift towards the right. Delivers left corner. McDaniels loves to hit a wide open free from that spot. And get it there. The layup doesn't go. The rebound swatted up. Gobert trying to kick it out and does so for Julius Randle. Left wing side. Splash. That was a good opening possession for the Timberwolves to begin things out. With Julius Randle hitting one from deep. The former Knick. He and DiVincenzo involved in the trade that sent Karl-Anthony Towns to the Knicks. Chet, hounded by Randle, trying to find an open lane. Having trouble doing so. Chet lets one go. This bounces up. And Rudy Gobert, he basically hung on to Isaiah Hartenstein for a little too long. And that's a loose ball foul. Possession stays with OKC. So Minnesota has to stay disciplined and stay cool. SGA the trigger man, or rather that is J-Dub. Shai. Screen from Chet. Shai going on Ed. Kicked out left corner to J-Dub. Ed staying with him. J-Dub juggled it up. Chet with two. Will hand it back. Deep shot for J-Dub. Missed that one badly. Excellent defense by the Timberwolves here early here in Game 5. Julius Randle and company starting up strong on the offensive side. The sustained offensive drives helping them. You drive towards the basket. You have those kickouts and open looks. And it'll help you a ton. You get those 3-point looks. Randle draws a double. He looks right, then moves up for McDaniels. Jaden McDaniels cuts inside. Air ball just one. Second straight air ball here. Excellent defense by OKC this time around. SGA towards the left side. Shai will free space up. Dort to J-Dub. Williams moves to the inside. The hook shot in and out. Gobert tipped it to himself on the rebound. Edwards moves back far side. Anthony Edwards shake and bake around Dort. Dort gets the foul. That's his first. And Ahmed, of course, as I said, in the NBA, people love to hype him up. People want to people love to claim him as the future face of the NBA. Don't know if that's going to happen. Closest there is right now may be Nikola Jokic. Conley looks at the right side for the wing. Fakes the free. Goes for Ant. Was watched by Shai. Ant will drive. Doubled up. Pass to Gobert. Have to get it up in a hurry. It's a travel. No, it's a foul before the shot attempt. I thought that was going to be a travel against Minnesota. They'll get themselves an extra possession because of the foul against OKC. In his playoff career, Mike Conley's averaged 14 points per game with a 41% field goal rate and a 36% rate from free. Mid-range shot here for Minnesota is a little too far there, and Shai gets the rebound. That was from Julius Randle, and SGA draws Randle through the left side. Kicks it out right corner for Chet. The free. Good. It's a tie game here, and Chet Holmgren gets the Thunder up and running. Anthony Edwards in trouble. He is hounded up at the right wing side. Conley across for McDaniels. McDaniels watched by Chet. Right corner's Randle. Bounced up and out. Rebounds tipped up. It will be grabbed by Williams. J-Dub headed for Chet. Chet slams it. What a pass from Jalen Williams to Chet Holmgren. A perfect pass for the Thunder jam. Conley, hook and ladder. Nobody home. Chet the rebound, and Shai will slow the action down. On the left wing, Minnesota 147 shooting wise. The only field goal. Alley-oop to Hartenstein. This one rolled around. It's in. Shai to Ihart. On the right wing, it is McDaniels, who loves corner free wide open looks. Back for Conley, who mans the point at the logo. Forced towards the right. Has Chet on him. Wide open free. Too far. Rebound. Grabbed underhanded by Jalen Williams. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander slowing it up. Gets a screen, moving towards the inside, steps back, blocked by Gobert. Gobert tried to take it away, and Gobert sort of falls down as Randle shifts around, and Hartenstein swatted it away as he was trying to go in on Holmgren. Jalen Williams fouled by Conley. He'll pick up his first personal on the cut to the inside, and so there'll be an extra percentage. It'll be if foul was before the layup attempt, but Hartenstein stood with Randle on the way the entire time. But Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, even though he didn't score, he set up Isaiah Hartenstein for an easy layup. J-Dub shakes and bakes over to SGA. Will move inside. Shai, layup, goes. Baseline as he moves inside. Gets on the boards, 9-3 OKC. Randle moves back for Gobert. Rudy Gobert looks to go back towards the right wing side for Ant. Swing pass all the way across. Randle, Gobert, extra pass. McDaniels has all day. Missed that one for the left corner. Hartenstein has another rebound. For the far side. That's the 9th missed field goal from the T-Wolves so far in this game. Kicked out Holmgren, wide open free. Too far. And the rebound's tipped by Randle. It falls to Gobert. Conley again. Minnesota should start firing these ones. Otherwise, it may start getting ugly. McDaniels, another try left corner. Another miss. That's the 10th miss by the T-Wolves in the opening half of the first quarter. Alley-oop to Chet. Shai to Chet. That's a classic throughout this iteration of OKC Thunder basketball. Timeout, Minnesota. Chris Finch wants to talk it over. We'll be right back in a moment. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Chet Holmgren, Jalen Williams, they're all on their bag tonight. We'll be right back in a moment. Early in this game, it's been the MVP showing why he's the MVP. As he's setting up his guys for scoring chances, putting the Timberwolves defense on a position where you're caught in no man's land. 5 assists on all 5 of their shots with 8 points in the paint. Minnesota's 1 for 11 shooting wise so far in this game. And they have not had a make since Julius Randle's opening bucket from deep. Alex Caruso in the game. He is putting Anthony Edwards on a headlock. And reverse layup is flushed in. Caruso did everything right. But Ed did all the right things and then some. J-Dub, watched by Randle, wants to blow by him, loses him from the free throw line. Oh my goodness, imagine that sunk. On the way back is McDaniels. McDaniels will look from the left wing. He's closed up by Chet. All the way back is Conley. Gobert still out there. Randle moving right side. The entire starting 5 is still out there. Caruso pokes it away. He has Shai Gilgeous-Alexander with him. A flush by Shai. Caruso with the Caruso. 6:10 to go in the quarter. The crowd is fired up. Naz Reid says, I got next. From the right side, Ant looks around. Dante DiVincenzo joining Reid. Ant finishes the layup. Puts it to a 6-point game again. And OKC wanting to answer back here. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Screen set by Chet. Shai over Gobert. Just bounced in and out. Ant jumps up for the rebound. Sky high. Anthony Edwards. All the way back at the logos. Caruso sticking with him. Loses him. Ant airballed it. And the fans are serenading him for hitting that. And free bench players coming in for Minnesota. DiVincenzo, Reid, and Nickeil Alexander-Walker. What an intelligent swipe by Caruso to take it away. Feeds it to the MVP, who slams this one down. An unselfish play by Caruso as Randle knew he had a careless handle there. Shai around Nickeil. Back for Caruso. Fouled on the entry as he was trying to get the pass from Shai as Nickeil with the foul. So Cousins playing up against one another. They're both from Toronto. Luguentz, Dort, another Canadian. He's from Montreal. Shai finding J-Dub. Around Reid. J-Dub over him. Floats it by. J-Dub showing that he is money in the bank. Reid right by J-Dub. Randle just saved the ball, but it's erroneously mishandled by NAW on the pass. So that's an unforced error by the Timberwolves as the Thunder will go back here. Another careless turnover as his SGA. Reid's on him from the free throw line, going over to Dort. Juggles it up, almost throw it away, but saving it is J-Dub, who kicks it out for Shai. The first on the free, poked away by Reid. Hustling back is Caruso, and he forces the swipe. And Caruso might have distracted him well enough so that the Thunder can take back possession. He was on the hustle, and Caruso didn't even swipe it away. Shai driving inside, this layup rolled in. Shai in his bag. 10-point lead for the Thunder. 6 points with 4 dimes. Nickeil back for Edwards. Who does he go to? Fans chanting defense here. Why wouldn't they? This is one of the best defensive teams in the league. The best defensive team in the league. Naz Reid falls down. Wants to find someone. Does so with Nickeil. Watched by Shai. The family violence connecting here. Shai on the receiving end. Dort saves it for Holmgren on the rebound. What chaos is this? Far side, it's Shai. Minnesota's missed 12 of 15. Shai on the hook and ladder inside. Like creativity. A+ creativity that is, and we have a foul as even Shenzo got a hand on his face. 3:44 to go. Has A+ creativity by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander as he fires through the double team. Getting downhill and getting the shots that an MVP needs to take. laying it up and then even shooting the mid-range shots, taking the risk that he is willing to take. He has scored or assisted on 17 of 19 Thunder points. It's not like he's a one-man show. This is a deep team. DiVincenzo to Reed. Naz Reed powering inside for the left hash. Reed spins. Can't get by Holmgren. Hartenstein pokes it away. He and Wallace combine for the steal. For the far side is Shai. Caruso backpedals. And Shai will step back. Reed's on him. Towards the right. Shai kicked out left corner. Caruso bounced up and out. And it's grabbed by Julius Randle. Randle with Caruso on him. Ahead of steam. The layup. Rolled in and out. The Timberwolves shank a layup. That was DiVincenzo. And Shai Gilgeous-Alexander immediately free. SGA! He's on fire! Somebody stop this man! Anthony Edwards. What response does he have here? Inside. This one knocked out. That's a shot they should have taken, though. Cason Wallace knocked away by Reed, but it stays with the Thunder. And the Timberwolves are in a world of hurt in the first quarter. It's a 22-7 Thunder lead, and we have not ended the first. Chris Finch wants to talk it over again, and he needs to because he desperately needs some momentum back on his side. We'll return here from OKC in a moment. The Thunder, one of the best teams at home this season and this postseason, are showcasing why they're the best team in the league. With their creativity all throughout, up and down the lineup. as we are coming back here onto the court. And the Timberwolves are frustrated here. They know that this is an elimination game, yet they're not playing up to that level. Anthony Edwards, Julius Randle, and in the meantime, we did have a technical foul in between as Shai makes a tech. He knocked down the technical free throw. Minnesota will be defending. It was the Thunder who called timeout, not the Timberwolves. But that technical foul was against the T-Wolves head coach Chris Finch. Shai watching Edwards at the right wing, now moving towards the point. Caruso faked the free around Edwards. Caruso moves inside, gets bumped. Edwards was up to challenge it. He was like, he drove into me. That's not a foul. We'll see if Finch is wanting to challenge this call. It looks like Finch may be the beneficiary. This is Caruso. That's marginal contact, but Finch is not trying to challenge it. OKC in the bonus. And there's an offensive foul against Hartenstein. You have to let that one go. So Hartenstein with the foul. Minnesota's missed 15 of 18 in this elimination game. Backpedaling now. On the right side is Alexander Walker, and there's a tug. And OKC is getting a foul against them. So now we have several stoppages. There's Cason Wallace with a foul. And NAW is going to inbound. DiVincenzo gets himself open. Back to NAW. Wallace is on him. Shai's on the bench. Gobert to NAW hook and ladder. NAW inside for Edwards. Doubled up. And backs up. With free. Edwards steps back. Looks to go inside for NAW. The layup shanked. It bounced off the rim. It'll go to OKC because it was last touch by NAW. Hartenstein with excellent defense. And Shai's back. An incredible game left and right for OKC. But Minnesota's missing way too many shots. OKC is playing excellent defense here. Left wing free, Wallace. Bounced up and out. Edwards the rebound. Anthony Edwards moves up through the middle. Has Caruso on him, shakes towards the right. Shai guarding him. Edwards posts up, foul. On the mid-range shot, wanting to take that one, playing hero ball. To get some buckets any way you can. And our first shooting foul on SGA. Scoring-wise, Edwards has been a roller coaster. 18 points in game 1, 30 in game 2. Yeah, 32 in game 2, 30 in game 3, and 60 in game 4. He makes the first one. It's now a 15-point game. And nothing is certain, but OKC put on a defensive masterclass here in this first quarter. They're giving Minnesota no quarter. 95 seconds to go as Ant makes both. Caruso's going to inbound this one. Minnesota in the white, OKC in the royal blue. On the far side, Caruso. Edwards on him. Swings one across over to Wallace. Cason Wallace goes back. Caruso, extra pass. Dort, right wing free on the way. In and out. And Reed wanted to say, get out of my way to Wallace. Up the far side, Edwards slows the pace down. Around Caruso through the shake and bake. Doubled up across for DiVincenzo. Extra pass Reed. Excellent defense by OKC. All alone is Ed. From the top of the key. Can't get it. Another miss by... Oh my goodness. And excellent play by Cason Wallace to say, nope, you're out of bounds. To Nickeil Alexander-Walker. 58.6 seconds to go. It's the Thunder there establishing a defensive presence. Wallace grabs it and then throws it right onto the vicinity of NAW, who can't hold on to it. Wallace with an incredible play. Minnesota is 3 of 19 in this first quarter. Caruso. Wallace is open right wing side. He finds him. Quick trigger right corner. Wiggins. Airballed it badly. DiVincenzo takes it back. That's Aaron Wiggins on the court for the first time. Edwards. OKC is all over him as SGA. Backs him up. And then Edwards is on the rush. Shai's all over him. Towards NAW, left wing side. Bounced up and out. 3 of 20 are the Timberwolves in this first quarter. Not a typo. And they're 1 from 9 from 3. The Thunder have the final possession. Everyone's on their feet as Shai is slowing the action down. With 10 seconds. It's NAW right on him. Everyone's standing up here. 5 seconds. Shai gonna do this himself. Pass to the right corner. Cason Wallace at the buzzer. Yes, sir! Cason Wallace caps off a perfect first quarter for the OKC Thunder. 26-9 they lead after 1. That was a clinic for the Thunder as Wallace puts on an exclamation point. It ended up. Meanwhile, Carolina leads 2-0 after 1. Sebastian Aho has both goals for the Hurricanes. Panthers with their backs against the wall in Game 5. When we come back, it's the second quarter between OKC and Minnesota. I am Alec Nava. Stay tuned. Back here in the Western Conference Finals, Minnesota has had a dreadful first quarter when he shot 3 of 20 overall. Oklahoma City, on the other hand, 12 of 24. But they had themselves a defensive masterclass. Caruso downhill, lays it in. A walloping here in Game 5. The Wolves have scored 9 first quarter points in this elimination game. They had more turnovers than field goals made. 4-3. That's how bad it was. The foul was on Alex Caruso as Dante DiVincenzo Wants to clarify, it's the second foul inside for NAW. Alexander Walker goes to Julius Randle's back on the court. Reed will move left. Reed floats inside, delivers one. And a move there from Reed. It's a 17-point game. Jalen Williams walking along the left side. Terrence Shannon Jr. in the game for the first time. Wallace will try again, left wing side this time. Didn't make it as DiVincenzo stretch pass. Waiting against Randle. Wanting to go inside. Closed off from all angles. Back for Reed. Caruso's on him. Randle wanting to move it around. Caruso's there. Alex Caruso only Reed to beat. And he's fouled from behind. And he does some push-ups afterwards. That's a way to get your crowd on your feet. How can you not love Alex Caruso? Well, he was fouled from behind. What a steal, and then the hustle from Caruso as he drove inside. The push-ups are disrespectful towards the Timberwolves. Oh my goodness. Didn't need to do that, but he did anyway. First shot. Good. He is known for his tenacious defense and its grit and sandpaper all throughout. Whether it be with the Los Angeles Lakers, the Chicago Bulls, or here with the Thunder. The second shot. That's good too. 30-11. OKC leads here. In just 8 minutes, he has 4 points, 2 steals. DiVincenzo wants to swing it around, finds Randle, and then back for DiVincenzo. Locked up around by Aaron Wiggins. Reed. Caruso almost had a third steal. Randle. Caruso sticking with him. Towards the right, DiVincenzo to Reed. Extra pass, right corner. It is Shannon. Delivers it. Terrence Shannon Jr. not afraid for the big moments. He showed that with the Illinois Fighting Illini during his time there as Caruso is parked to the left wing side. A half spin, now full spin. Caruso on the inside, can't finish, but there's a bump by TSJ. Caruso known for that drive towards the inside, but excellent ball movement by the Timberwolves. And DiVincenzo with the extra pass to Randle, who then subsequently finds Shannon at the right corner. Second set of free throws here for Caruso, who's been a factor all throughout this game. First shot, good. 3 for 3 from the stripe is far. J-Dub re-enters. Caruso is now a 2-time NBA All-Defensive Team player. Of course, he loves wearing that headband all throughout. The second shot. He's 4 for 4 for the stripe. A lot of defensive players here on this OKC squad. Bless you, Luguentz, Dort. On the left side, Mike Conley. Back in the game, poked away by Wiggins. He'll stay with the T-Wolves. And it's Aaron Wiggins high-fiving J-Dub with Randle looking to inbound the ball. 11 minutes. The only 3 points Hayes had was the opening basket. Kenrich Williams subs in the place of Caruso. And for the first time tonight, Williams relied on from the deep part of the bench. Inside it is Conley for Shannon, and now it is Randle. Conley goes across the court. Reed. What we do? Randle, this one bounced up hot potato off of him. OKC continues to put the Timberwolves on a headlock. On a zoo exhibit. As messed up as it is to say, Chet back in the game. J-Dub from the right wing side. He looks inside for Chet. Who does it bounce off to? Off of Minnesota, but it's still in the play. DiVincenzo goes back. What a perfect steal that was. Right wing free. No, it's inside for Julius. For a triple team. Excellent defense off the block from Chet. Inside is Casey Wallace. Wants to deliver to Chet. Going coast to coast. Chet almost lost it. He slams it down. Chet making an impact from all 94 feet. Nearing the 3-minute mark here of the second quarter. OKC up 34-14. And another steal. And it's J-Dub. Euros. Lays. And Minnesota desperately needs another timeout. The game is escaping from them in an instant. 36-14. And it's not even the end of the first half. Disaster for the Wolves. Pure elation for OKC. Back in a moment. The best defense in the NBA, the Oklahoma City Thunder, going to work here all over the Minnesota Timberwolves and putting them on a headlock. Chet Holmgren with a huge block on Julius Randle towards the inside. He tried to split a triple team to do so. And then on the other end, Chet blows by the double team between Naz Reid and Terrence Shannon Jr. And Naz Reid had a pickpocket away from him. Jalen Williams took full advantage. The Euro and the finish towards the inside. Oh, baby. Yeah, plays like these, you know how much of a threat the Thunder are all around. Not just offensively, but also defensively. They're getting contribution from everyone. The M1 is shanked as it bounced off the near rim, and Minnesota, they desperately need points. They have more turnovers than field goals made. 7-5. Where the far side kicked out. Randle to McDaniels. Swung it around for Ent. It's a big game here. Ent steps back, fires the left corner free. That didn't even hit the rim. Randle tried to take it away, but it's brought up for the far side. Aaron Wiggins fakes it, now moves towards the inside. Wants to kick it out towards a cutting J-Dub. Heights it in! Oh, what a beautiful finish from Jalen Williams. 6 points, 4 rebounds. And the Thunder, they're up huge here. Looking to put the Timberwolves on blowout territory. Ant is fouled on the inside. Now, every possession, Oklahoma City is putting Minnesota on a jail cell. This is just another level of impressive. That they're giving them no room to breathe around. 4 steals, 2 blocks for the Thunder as Ed makes 1. Oh my goodness. Minnesota is being held to an extremely paltry 5 of 24 shooting. Edge rimmed down the second shot. Aaron Wiggins the rebound. Cason Wallace will move it to the middle for J-Dub. No Shai Gilgeous-Alexander here. Chet the free right wing side. Splash! Chet Holmgren leaving the Timberwolves thunderstruck. Coast to coast is Ed. Takes it. Kicks it out. Towards the right side. Extra pass McDaniels. This bounce. Stop it in. From Julius Randle. Almost didn't look like a three-pointer. That was so close to being another miss. They're still 6 of 25. More turnovers than actual field goals. Chet fades it to Dort. J-Dub, right wing free. Splash! From the same spot. Ice in their veins between Chet and J-Dub. And these 2 stars, that they're rising to the occasion. Inside Randle, right corner. Bounced up, and that time it missed. Wasn't as lucky this time around. Williams, with Randle trying to force the 8 seconds. Poked away. Julius Randle needs this one. He has it. But at least the Timberwolves get something here. They're up to 20 points, but they're still down by 24. That's a large margin. Inside J-Dub. Chet had a strip from him. McDaniels back the other way. TSJ at shoving away Wallace. Skyhooks it. That bounced out. Chet Holmgren with the rebound. Methodical defense and methodical offense. Chet half spin. McDaniels tangled him up and he takes a spill. 6:35 to go already. The Thunder are monitoring Chet on his status. Well, it's good to go. And the playoffs have been outstanding for the Thunder. They've locked up the Nuggets through the entirety of the Game 7, holding them at bay. No free throws here for Chet. Or rather, there is free throws. Imagine if he's going to be subbed out any moment. Not a lot of free throws here so far in this contest. The first shot. Good. 25-point lead. Keep in mind, this is a Thunder team that erased a 29-point deficit on the Memphis Grizzlies in the first round. They overcame all sorts of adversity. All throughout. 6:35 left. Chet's second shot. Got it. 46-20 is the lead for OKC. But Chet backpedaling all the way up, getting back on defense. This isn't what a pro wants, what a pro needs. This is thunderstruck. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander flipped up into the air, right onto Cason Wallace, who lays it up. They're continuing this defensive masterclass here in OKC. Mike Conley back out there. Conley with Shai on him. McDaniels wanted to set the screens, moved over towards the right side. First layup goes for TSJ. He answers back, but still a 26-point game. Terrence Shannon Jr., rookie out of Illinois. Making his statement, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, one of many Kentucky players on what has been a star-studded program. Aaron Wiggins doesn't fire it, goes inside. His hook was knocked away. Chet keeps it inside, and he's fouled. Tried to let that one go. 5:47. OKC's having fun all around. And the numbers, they all backed it up as Conley tried to flip it. But Cason Wallace anticipated the flip. It was close enough. And Chet quieting the crowd here. And to make sure that there's not one peep when he is shooting free throws. This OKC team being built from scratch. First shot. Bounced in and out. 5:47 to go, and Randle and Conley both sit down, making room. So far, SGA 12 points, 5 of 7. Chet, 14 points, 5 of 8. And J-Dub, 9 points, 4 of 7. On the most impressive part for Shai, he hasn't shot a free throw yet. When he was drawing one, it's 1 of 2. Chet. Shai has shot just 1 free throw, but it was not a drawn free throw from a shot. NAW. Moved it to Et. Along the logo as he walks around for the point now. Et sunk it inside. Caruso exchanging it on the way back. 5:25 to go here in the quarter. Shai driving it down and layup inside. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander up to 14. And at this point we're wondering, how many points are Shai and Chet going to rack up? Et here to shake and bake on the left. Free space up right corner. Shannon the free. This bounced up. Didn't roll inside, and Gobert is fouled on the loose ball foul. Second foul against Chet Holmgren as Shai able to put the sauce and cross around Jaden McDaniels. It's going by one of my classmates says this is taken away by Dort. And here's Shai who moves inside. Pass to Caruso. Left corner. Didn't go there. And Shannon can't handle it. Shai the mid-range shot. Missed on that one too. Edwards the way back. Michael Jordan comparisons are valid with the way he plays. Edwards fires from deep. Couldn't do it there. Hardenstein, or rather Kenrich Williams, is back out there. Cason Wallace returns for Dort. Right wing free. Fans didn't want to see that. As it's grabbed by Edwards. Shannon goes back to him. And towards the inside. Caruso stays with him. Moved all the way back out for Shannon. McDaniel sets the screen. Shannon for Edwards. Anthony Edwards moving it back. Jaden McDaniels right wing free. Knocked it down. 3-pointers have been something that he benefits from. Still a 24-point game. That's his first 3 points of the game. 1 of 4 from deep. Moving around is Shai. Shai. Mid-range shot on Gobert. Knocked it down. He flew over the Stifle Tower. Might as well take a trip to the Eiffel Tower. McDaniels. Can't hook it inside. Gobert tried to get a rebound. Went on to Caruso. Who was bumped hard. That looked like a body check that you normally see in hockey. And if we are talking from a hockey point of view, Terrence Shannon Jr. lined him up, sized him up. And if that's hockey, that's called a queen body check. OKC in the bonus now. So Caruso is going to shoot 2. So for the rest of the way here in this second quarter. And not a lot of free throws here. As it's mostly been a calm on pace here. The first shot for Caruso. Good. 54-27 is the scoreline for OKC. They'll keep a monitoring on the Hurricanes and the Panthers. The Cats score 2. Matthew Tkachuk and Evan Rodriguez. 3:43 to go here in the second quarter. Caruso won a championship with the Lakers in 2020. Second shot. Got it 2. 6-5 to timeouts. OKC. Chris Finch is not using any timeouts now. As the lead is up to 28. Nickeil Alexander-Walker being forced back by J-Dub. Swung it up. And excellent defense by J-Dub. Off the miscommunication from NAW. Chris Finch still not calling a timeout. Minnesota has 10 turnovers. So far, SGA passes up on the free. Kenrich Williams. For J-Dub, Shai's all the way back. No screen. As Shai looks and fires the free on the way. Airballed it as it's caught by Edwards. On center field. Alexander Walker moves inside. The layup blocked. And his rebound is fanned on. Gobert can't handle it. Shai could. SGA on the way back around Edwards. Shai on the layup. Blocked by Edwards. And DiVincenzo is intercepted. Shai reverse layup. And a foul. Caruso is hyping up this crowd. Another timeout. He has been everywhere. The crowd is giving him some love here. Back in a moment. Alex Caruso, one of the best defenders in the league. He is one of the smartest defenders too. That's why the Thunder traded for him when they sent Josh Giddey to the Chicago Bulls. He has been everywhere and a menace. He reads passing lanes and reads ball handles so efficiently. And he even recognizing the plays, as simple as such, he has been everywhere for the Thunder, exactly who they needed. First shot's good from SGA. Not only just one steal, but but Caruso is factored in to 3 steals out of OKC's 8. Fans chanting MVP for SGA as he makes both. Of course, he is the MVP for a well-known reason, that he elevates his teammates around him. Left wing for Edwards, with Dort closing in on him. Caruso, he's been the best defender for the Thunder throughout the season. On the left side, intercepted. That was Kenrich Williams on the pickoff. Shai slows up along the center point. Moves left side. Shai, mid-range shot. Bounced up, rebounds tipped, and it will go for Caruso. Left wing side, J-Dub. Bounced up and out. Could have been a 33-point lead, instead it's still 30. And DiVincenzo ran right into Caruso. And Caruso a little upset. It was the Thunder taking the timeout previously. OKC getting a lot of contact as Caruso wanted to draw the charge. 7.2 points per game in his playoff career. 1.2 steals per game as Isaiah Hartenstein subs back in. Caruso out. And Caruso's earned himself a well-earned rest. Edwards at the left wing side doubled. DiVincenzo moving towards the inside. Gave it away to Hartenstein. He stumbled for a bit, driving towards the left hash. The Thunder moving back up. And now is J-Dub. From the point. Gonna get it there. And is DiVincenzo crashing the glass. NAW. Nickeil. Back over to DiVincenzo. See the first over to Reed. Reed. For Ant. Edwards draws a double towards him. He wants to go to DiVincenzo and does. DiVincenzo. Back to Ant. No double this time. Now a double. 3-pointer. Too far. This rebound is tipped up and grabbed by Williams. Kenrich Williams goes back with Reed trying to foul. J-Dub looks. Minnesota's gotten everything wrong. What can go wrong will go wrong, and that's what happened to the Timberwolves. J-Dub fouled on the entry. Chance to make it a 32-point game. This has been the definition of pain for the Minnesota Timberwolves. It's 9 steals for the Oklahoma City Thunder. 3 of them by Alex Caruso and 2 by Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Minnesota's a team that's just 3 steals. First shot is good. 1:19 to go here in the second quarter. And Mike Malone chatting with Stephen A. Smith. Wonder what they're talking about. I don't know where Malone's going to go in his next coaching gig, as he is a popular name among the coaching talks. Thought he was going to go to San Antonio, but that's out of the equation because Mitch Johnson's hired as a full-time coach. Williams 2 for 2. There's J-Dub, J-Will, and Kenrich Williams. Up for the far side, NAW. DiVincenzo, quick trigger. Bang. And DiVincenzo gets one back from Apple Valley. It's a 29-point game still, and what has been a disaster for the Timberwolves. Shai inside finds a cutting teammate. That was J-Dub. He steps out of the paint. Dort. Back for J-Will or J-Dub. I confused the two of them. But you have deep 2. The Thunder continuing to pound the Timberwolves and hound them on the storm, which is causing collateral damage. Reed, above Hartenstein, delivers. 61-32, 43.2 seconds. 40 seconds ago. J-Dub on the right side. He is watched by Et. Moving over to Hartenstein. Hartenstein. Same screen for J-Dub. Fouled. On the way back. Everything is going OKC's way. And there's nothing much that has been answered back by the Timberwolves. It's Naz Reid. He got a hand right up to him. By the time that Minnesota showed up, it might be already too late. That first quarter, it's up throughout. 34 points for J-Dub in Game 4, 13-24. So he makes the first shot. 62-32. And after the Hurricanes were up 2-0, it is 3-2 Panthers. As J-Dub waits on the second one, 27.7. 2 for 2. 63-32. The lead. On free throws, OKC is up 16-18. And 16 of 18, Minnesota 3 of 4. Alexander Walker, Randall, lost it. Shai was on his face. And the Thunder, they have a chance to do it again. Getting the last shot at the buzzer. Minnesota committed 14 turnovers. In the last game, they had 23 turnovers. They dominate every statistic. But the one stat that which overshadowed everything was the turnovers. They had 23 in Game 4. 18.4 left to go in the second quarter. And the Timberwolves had no answer here. Shot clock is turned off now. 15 seconds. Shai waiting out time here as he goes inside. What will we see from OKC winding down the first half? Shai will advance up. He'll lay up at Joseph rolls inside. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander smooth with it. Minnesota trying to find open space. There is none. The handoff. And there will not be a final shot. It came after the buzzer. The Thunder will head to halftime. Up 65-32. The Timberwolves awestruck, starstruck, and thunderstruck. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander with 20 points in the first half that has been perfection personified for the Thunder. 20 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists. Jalen Williams, Chet Holmgren each with 15 points. J-Dub with 6 rebounds, 2 assists, 5 of 9 shooting for J-Dub. Chet 5 of 8. And Shai 8 of 14. When we come back, it'll be a halftime report. I am Alec Nava. Game 5 has been perfection for the Oklahoma City Thunder. They lead 65-32 after the first half of action. As I mentioned about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Jalen Williams, and Chet Holmgren. Their stat lines at the half. and they've been prolific all throughout. Team itself is shooting 22 of 44 from the field and holding Minnesota to 30.8% shooting. The Timberwolves 12 of 39. Their high scorer is Anthony Edwards, 9 points, minus 28, and it's 3 of 10 from the field. Everyone's been largely ineffective. It's not just Ant. Julius Randle, 3 of 8, 8 points, 2 of 5 from deep. And Naz Reid is the only one who is perfect, but he's fired just 2 shots. Dante DiVincenzo just 1. That was a 3-pointer, in which it was a contested one. Terrence Shannon Jr., 5 points, 2 of 3 from deep. So the Timberwolves have put themselves into a deep and glaring hole. Between Edwards, Randall, and McDaniels, they have been these 3 combined are 7 of 26. 7 of 26. That is pitiful for the Timberwolves. And from 3, neither team has been thriving there, but it has been for Minnesota, or rather Oklahoma City, the fast break points and points to the paint that have largely mattered. 14-2, the fast break points in favor of OKC, and they have a 14-2 points off turnovers advantage. Well, Minnesota's committed 14 turnovers. So on average, there's a point per turnover. A point per turnover force that OKC is averaging. Points to the paint, 30-14, OKC. Assists, 12-6, OKC. Rebounds are 24-20, OKC. Steals, 9-3, OKC. Blocks, 4-2, Minnesota. And 3 of those steals from the Thunder came from Alex Caruso. 2 from Isaiah Hartenstein. As we mentioned, the Florida Panthers, after going down 2-0 in the first period, they took the lead in the second period, 3-2. Matthew Tkachuk, Evan Rodriguez, Anton Lundell scored in a 4-minute and 36-second span between these two. Tkachuk and Rodriguez, 30 seconds to tie it up. Rodriguez with his first goal of the playoffs in his entirety. If we're going to get into anything else, among storylines and everything, David Adelman, he wants the Nuggets in a better shape and is open for ideas. Speaking of Mike Malone, for the players not in attendance at his introductory news conference, he wants everyone in better condition and open to new ideas. The Western Conference won't be getting any easier. So up to the Nuggets who are just behind the roster that revolves around Nikola Jokic. So have the players have a big voice. Just like they did after he took over following the firing of Mike Malone and Calvin Booth with 3 games left in the regular season. He earned a promotion from interim to full-time head coach after a playoff run that saw the Nuggets get to a Game 7 against OKC in the second round. The work begins to put a stamp on directing him. He has a wealth of knowledge from an array of NBA coaching mentors like his father Rick Adelman, Sam Mitchell, Frank Vogel, the late Flip Saunders, and of course, Malone. Fitness is something that Adelman maintains. It's going to be key to a fast start and help come playoff time. One of the areas the Nuggets aim to address in the offseason is depth. They ran out of steam after beating the Clippers in 7 games because of their lack of depth. Stan Kroenke shocked everyone last month when he fired Malone, the winningest coach in franchise history, and Booth after he helped bring home the first NBA title in 2023. However, the roster construction by Booth was one of the reasons why he was fired. The next step is for hiring a new GM. Ben Tenzer is overseeing the role on an interim basis. The plan is to bring Adam into the GM process at some point. The Nuggets don't have a pick in the upcoming draft. This may prove to be more challenging to add depth without breaking up the core of Jokic, Jamal Murray, Aaron Gordon, Michael Porter Jr., and Christian Braun. That's where the youth factors in improvement along the likes of Julian Strawber, Peyton Watson, Jalen Pickett, and Deron Holmes II, who was a first-round selection last year who tore his right Achilles tendon in the NBA Summer League. So that is what it's up for the Nuggets. So Russell Westbrook also had surgery on his right hand. Yeah. to repair multiple ligament tears. His World of Westbrook newsletter said he was set to undergo surgery to fix 2 breaks that happened during the season. His fingers were heavily taped during the playoff run. That was a sign of the injury. We didn't know it at the time, but that was there. So, meanwhile, in the NHL, heartbreaking news for the Edmonton Oilers. Zach Hyman will have surgery to repair a broken wrist. It was midway in the first period, a collision with Mason Marchment. He clipped to the blue line and immediately left the ice while favoring his right arm and wrist and did not return. Chris Knobloch said of his status, he's most likely done, having surgery, not expecting him back. The exact injury is not specified, but it's likely a wrist injury. Adam Lowry has the hip surgery. He'll be out for between 5 and 6 months. He'll need to miss at least the first month of the 2026 regular season. It just did not reveal the reason why Lowry required surgery, and came 10 days after they were eliminated by the Dallas Stars. The Winnipeg Jets were eliminated by the Dallas Stars. We come right back. It'll be the second half of this game between the Thunder and Timberwolves. I am Alec Nava. We'll return in just a moment. Anthony Edwards and Julius Randle have been held to 17 points tonight combined, 6 of 17 shooting. From free, they're 2 of 9, have committed 5 turnovers between this duo. SGA, Jalen Williams, and Chet Holmgren, meanwhile, have taken control of this game all on their own, and Alex Caruso has been forcing misses. Luguentz, Dort as well. And the way that the Thunder are aggressively defending the Timberwolves. Caruso, Dort, Case and Wallace, they've been everywhere. Specifically Caruso, Dort, Chet Holmgren on the interior when you include him and Jalen Williams. And back here from Oklahoma City. In Game 5 of the Western Conference Final, winner faces either the New York Knicks or the Indiana Pacers. The Pacers lead that series 3-1 as Shai and company ready up for the second half. It's the largest halftime lead in franchise playoff history. 33 points is the lead. And by the way this game is going, it might not last any longer than how it was. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was fired up. Oh, that pass from him to Case and Wallace, a thing of beauty to end off the first quarter. We're entering the third, and at this current rate, we could see the starters game pulled before the fourth quarter even starts. He's a leader by nature. And the job's not finished. Doesn't just end with an NBA MVP as the Thunder begin with the opening possession here of the second half. Dort starts up towards the right side for Williams. It doesn't end with an NBA regular season MVP. Hartenstein puts it off the backboards. Lead is now 35. The question now is, how much more can this lead be extended by? By Conley. Will look towards Gobert and then swing it back. Conley to screen, will defer to McDaniels, right wing free. Short, rebound is out. Or McDaniels swung into an open Conley, left wing side. No basket. No basket, even though Conley made it. It's an offensive foul against Gobert. One of the OKC players got shoved out of the way. So now, as we go back, Chris Finch said no answers for what Mark Daigneault and the Thunder are putting down on Minnesota. J-Dub from mid-range. Bounced up. Hartenstein takes away the rebound. Dort frees up SGA. J-Dub fakes it out. And Shai. Dort the screen. Will move left side. Shai waits. Waits a timeout. Spins and fires. That went off the backboard. Edwards picks it up. Chet's rushing back to defend him. Shai tried to reach in. And over to left side. Edwards tried to fade up. Tried to draw the foul. But the OKC stayed with everything. Shai spins. Puts it in. Easy bucket on the spin cycle backdoor. 37 points the lead here. 69-32. As impossible as it is to believe it. McDaniels goes inside. Fades. Does it. 69-34 now. On the jumper for Jaden McDaniels. It's been a rather slow-moving game. 5 points for McDaniels. Just 2 of 10. Shai waits timeout. Right quarter. Swung to Dort, who's closed out by McDaniels. From mid-range. Bounced up. And a tip by Hartenstein. One hand on it. But one hand is all he needed. 2 minutes deep. As everything was taken away from Rudy. From the left wing, McDaniels closes towards the paint. Kicked it out for Conley. Extra pass. Edwards. Anthony Edwards goes downhill. Gets the lane towards him. Floats it in. It is a 35-point game again. But Minnesota seeing their season flash before their very eyes here. 11 points, 6 rebounds. Hartenstein will swing it back for Shai. With Hartenstein to screen on him. Kicks it out for Hartenstein for the free throw line. Floats it in. Isaiah Hartenstein. What can't he do? OKC putting on a masterclass here. And continuing building on that masterclass. Left side. Randall blocked by the foul. Hartenstein. On the extra bump as Randall tried to drive inside. It's a 73-36 lead. And the only way which Minnesota is able to get back inside this would be free throws at this current rate because of how bad this blowout is. Julius Randle on the first shot. Got it. This has been a very tough game to watch if you're a Timberwolves fan. But nonetheless, as a 6th seed, the expectation was, at the very best, 2nd seed. It's second round at this point, but not conference finals. Nobody expected this. It's 2 for 2 is Randle. OKC slowing the pace down as they are comfortable with a 35-point lead on the Timberwolves. Around the right side, J-Dub surrounded by Edwards and hounded. That forced a turnover. 9:06 to go in the third quarter. 73-38 the lead here. And OKC knows how to play defense to perfection. Anthony Edwards swings out to McDaniels in the left corner. McDaniels, who's watched by Hartenstein, gets his own rebound. Blocked by Hartenstein. Chet Holmgren, excuse me. Another big block from Chet as he is so over the defensive paint. Shai, mid-range shot. Couldn't float it through. Hartenstein could not hold on to that one. Minnesota will take it up. Chet with another big block as he came in from the paint to get that one off. McDaniels trying to lay this one up. No can do. Edwards slowed it down. 2 blocks for Chet. 15 points, 3 rebounds. Edwards inside for Gobert. It's now 33 points of difference. 8:27 to go here. Third quarter of Game 5 Western Conference Finals. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander slowing it down again. OKC playing in a more relaxed pace because of the large lead. J-Dub receives it from Chet. Back over to Hartenstein, the floater. A little too far. Gobert, the Stifle Tower, picks up the rebound. Anthony Edwards jogging casually towards the OKC logo. Several shakes and bakes as he gets a screen. Step back 3 on the way. Missed it badly. Another air ball. A shot that should not have been there. 15 turnovers, 15 field goal makes for the Timberwolves. Just the pain summed up here for Timberwolves fans. Just look away, Minnesota fans. Alley-oop. Hartenstein can't finish it. It's taken up by Edwards. Anthony Edwards, immediate three-pointer. Got it. His first three-pointer this game as Mark Daigneault calls timeout. 7:36 to go here in the third quarter. We'll step away for this moment. Sam Presti has been a genius as he's assembled this core from scratch. Mark Daigneault, 22 and 50 and 24 and 58 in his first 2 years. 40 and 42 in a playing appearance in year 3. And then broke out last year and this year. 57 and 25 last year, number 1 seed. 60 and 14, tied for the 5th most wins in a season all time. The Thunder slow the pace down as they bring it with J-Dub. Moving towards the paint, lays this one up and around. Jalen Williams doing it all here. Minnesota, they need energy. And Anthony Edwards, or rather Julius Randle, fouled by J-Dub. Sam Presti, of course, showing his genius marks all throughout with his moves. Timely as they can be. 17 points for J-Dub, 22 for Shai, 15 for Chet, 14 for Ant, 12 for Randle. 5th year for Mark Daigneault, the Thunder head coach, 17 and 8 in the playoffs. Randle waits. Alexander Walker back out there, so is Donte DiVincenzo. Randle pulls up around SGA, around Chet, and lays it up. 30-point game with 7 minutes to go. Chet Holmgren, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander lean the other way. Shai Parks up the left hash. Shai stuck it at the bottom of the backboard. DiVincenzo going back. As it's Edwards moving up. Edwards, the layup inside. 28-point game. So now OKC, they want to slow it down. Instead, they're going on the attack. Not comfortable with just a 28-point lead. SGA with 6:23 to go in the 3rd quarter. SGA, mid-range shot. Got it. Shai, another mid-range beauty. Midway through this 3rd quarter, the native Torontonian getting things done. 24 for him. 10 of 19 shooting. Ant. Got it. Or rather, it was Randle. Spurred 3-pointer. Back to 27. So the Timberwolves may have some life. Who knows if there's going to be anything here. Shai to J-Dub and back to SGA. Backdoor Chet. Fouled by Randle. The best lineup on the floor for the Thunder out there. If SGA, J-Dub, and Chet all out there at the same time. And they've been clicking up and throughout. The Chet getting available backdoor. SGA locating him. Chet Holmgren. First shot. Knocked it down. 5:50 to go here in this 3rd quarter. Between the Canes and the Cats. It is 3-2 Cats after 2 periods. They're in the 2nd intermission. Chet Holmgren, when the bright star is here of this core. 2nd shot is too far. Gets his own rebound. Trying to track it. It went out of bounds. Minnesota ball. Chet never fully held on to it. And Daigneault wants the leaders on his team. SGA being the key leader. The glue that holds this lineup together. Edwards on the roll. Through the left side. Through 4 players. Almost stuck the layup in. I don't know if that is going to be a shooting foul. Daigneault is last year's head NBA Coach of the Year. This year, that honor goes to Kenny Atkinson. Daigneault has established himself as to one of the NBA's leading young minds. Edwards' first shot. Bounced up and out. 5:36 to go, and that's one of the rare times in which Ant misses a free throw. The House of Thunder. The white shirts and the blue shirts. 2nd shot. Good. The 1 or 2 is Ant-Man. Up the near side is J-Dub. Guards at the corners. Dort and Caruso. They're 2 perimeter defenders. Caruso to Dort, who is closed off. Dort gets bumped. Fouled. A late whistle, as I thought there was going to be a foul here. Yes, there was. Naz Reid called for the foul. One of the 3 leading players off the bench. Alongside Alexander Walker. And Donte DiVincenzo is Rudy Gobert. Is on the bench now. Terrence Shannon Jr. has yet to come into the game again. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. towards the right side. Centering pass for Caruso. Scoop. Can't let this one up. And the Timberwolves come back with this one. DiVincenzo, extra pass, right corner. NAW. Now stop it out. And a rebound grab by SGA. He can do it all, as evidenced by his near triple-double last game. Caruso, left corner. Dort, fakes out his man, now drives inside. The alley-oop, knocked away. Nice read by Edwards. And DiVincenzo was bumped by Chet. 4:55 left in this third. But the Thunder are, in this quarter, playing a little too cute. And normally that's costing them, but the lead is only cut down to 27. They do not need to commit way too many mistakes. Edwards has 17 points. On the shift to the left side for the double team. NAW drives inside, kicked out. Randall left corner. Kaboom! Julius Randle from Duluth. It's a 24-point game. I know the Timberwolves have life here. Despite their 9 first quarter points, they might. OKC almost loses, but Chet keeps inside. Up and around, Chet. NAW had this one out of bounds. He had the last touch. .421 left as Cason Wallace checks back in. J-Dub checking out. That puts Kenrich Williams on the court. And Julius Randle wants to go onwards. The Timberwolves outscoring the Thunder 22-13 in this third quarter. Kenrich on the inbound to Shai. He's watched by Nickeil. Step back three. Too far. And his rebound could not be stuck by Kenrich Williams. Randle going up front for the far side. Edwards. Caruso watches. Alex Caruso. No need to get too complacent. Caruso knows as he jumps up. The third. Knocked away. Clear path here for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. An MVP-like slam for SGA. Might have gotten away with a technical foul, but nonetheless, it was amazing seeing that. Randle on the stick and ladder. And one. Chance to make it a 23-point game. Minnesota is not going down quietly. On to the night. As Shai Gilgeous-Alexander might have gotten away with one on Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Randle, he stuck the landing through the contact from Caruso. Big-time players make big-time plays. Randle was aware of this. The M1. Got it. 23-point game with 3:40 to go in this third quarter. SGA. 13 points in this quarter for Randle as Edwards. It's back on Shai. Caruso to screen. Caruso to receiving end. Right corner free for Dort. Kaboom! Luguentz Dort knocks it down from Fort Smith. 83-57. The lead for Oklahoma City. Edwards on the fade. No. Kenrich Williams the rebound. Sets it up for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Wallace sets the screen up. Right wing free on the way. Gonna get another one to rush for the ball. Wallace just held inside. And is bumped by Randle. So already has 2 fouls against Randle. And Minnesota wants to get life back here. Timeout on the floor. We'll be right back in a moment. OKC leads 83-57. Caruso has been all over the court throughout this postseason. Alex Caruso was instrumental in shutting down Nikola Jokic defensively. And tonight, Caruso has been shutting down this Minnesota offense. Focus on the hustle all around. Being all over Julius Randle, Anthony Edwards. No matter who he's guarding, he is locking them up to perfection. Beware of number 9 in blue for the OKC Thunder. No matter where he is at, he is one of the best defenders out there in the league. Moving inside SGA, walks around, floats one inside. Beautiful finish. Caruso free steals. 8 points. 85-57 lead for the Thunder with 2:40 to go. It's it. OKC trying to regain the composure as DiVincenzo flies one from free. Got it to go. Knocked that one down. 85-60. It's OKC's lead with 2:25 left in the third. Caruso setting the screen. NAW on SGA. With the right side, J-Dub. Shai. Shai delivers to Caruso, the free. Didn't get that one. And the Timberwolves go back. How many more howls are they going to make? Reed setting up the screen for Edwards. That forces a switch on Wallace. Pick your poison. Anthony Edwards, mid-range shot. Goes for him. 23-point game. The Timberwolves have had their best quarter here. First half was all OKC. Third quarter being mostly Minnesota. Hardenstein runs through to set the screen for SGA. Towards Dort, left wing side free. He falls down. Yes, sir! Luguentz Dort. His second free at this game coming from Wichita Falls. Minute and a half to go as NAW sets the screen for Edwards. Floats it over to NAW. Does he answer back? No. Reed has the rebound. He floats to DiVincenzo left corner. Another air ball. Reed another rebound. Lost it as he was stripped by SGA. Swung it backwards. Over to Dort and then gets it back. At the logo. Shai draws DiVincenzo. SGA surveys around. No double team. See who wants to go towards the left. Can't. Will backpedal. Shot clock at 5. SGA wants to break free of DiVincenzo. Does so. It bounced off the rim. DiVincenzo to rebound. NAW forced towards the left wing side. You have to go to DiVincenzo. With Wallace over him. It draws SGA. Read the screen. That's an illegal screen. And SGA was lined up and sized up by Naz Reid. Offensive foul against Minnesota. But that looked more like a body check. And that there is basically a hockey play. More or less. That was a bone crusher in hockey normally. But that really hurt. I don't know if a hockey player would be wanting to make that. That's the fourth foul against Naz Reid. Cason Wallace gets open. Left corner, it's Dort. Fires one over Gobert. Bounced up and out. Lead is 88-62. 1 second difference between the shot clock and the game clock. Edwards. Slowing the action down. Fans chanting for OKC's defense here to come up big. And they've come up big in that first half. And that set the tone here throughout this game. Et floating it over to NAW, firing the free. Bounced up and out. Rebound grabbed by Chet. He'll just run the clock down. The lead is 88-62 after 3 quarters. That's a 26-point difference in a game largely controlled by the Thunder. SGA 28 points on 12 of 23 shooting. Jalen Williams 17 points, 6 of 11 shooting. And Chet Holmgren 16 points, 5 of 8. The fourth quarter is next. Thunder are 12 minutes away from their first NBA final in 13 years. Meanwhile, the Florida Panthers look to maintain their perfect record when leading after any period of a playoff game under Paul Maurice. Anthony Edwards forced left by Cason Wallace. Edwards drives up around Chet, who stayed with him, and he's knocked it away. Chet, that is. Grabbed it up and took it away from him. SGA waits out. Swings it over right side, right corner. Extra pass, the free. Didn't stick the landing. And Caruso back to SGA. All day to shoot. You bet. 31 points for SGA. An amazing playoff performance for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Edwards all the way back out. Julius Randle with Caruso on him. Randle fouled on the entry. Alex Caruso has been everywhere throughout. And Caruso said he got 5 fouls, but that won't impact him that much given that the game is already out of hand. Two free throws for Randle in what has been a blowout of a game. Every game here at OKC has been a blowout in the series. First shot's good. 49 seconds ago as Caruso subs out. He has been outstanding and getting an ovation as he makes his way towards the bench for his hustle and work ethic. Second shot for Randle. Bounced up and out. Shai to rebound. For all the clowning on Shai for free throws, he hasn't had to shoot a lot of free throws this time around. 91-63 as Shai moving to Dort and kicked out for Chet. Chet Holmgren at the right side, deep two, bounced up and out. Chet sees his one miss, but Randle has a rebound. Julius Randle across for DiVincenzo. DiVincenzo gets it back over to Randle. Lost it for a moment, saving it is Reed. Reed on the drive and the finish. Naz Reed gets it to 26. It's Minnesota trying to cling on to whatever life they have left. SGA. Jalen Williams to his left. Fans chanting OKC. Loudest crowd in the NBA. Cason Wallace fakes out Reed. Chet Holmgren saves and scores. Chet Holmgren with the finish. What an effort here for everybody on the Thunder. 93-65. Swiped away from Edwards. But it gets an open DiVincenzo. Backdoor. Blocked by from Conley, but Randle finished it up. Jalen Williams with the block. But Randle was make sure to double down. He made sure to double down on the other way. On the finish. Waiting is SGA. Driving inside. The fadeaway. Oh my goodness. What an effort here for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. The creativity that we are used to seeing as he navigates through a tight window and floats a circus shot on the way inside past Anthony Edwards to get this one off, to absorb the contact, the mental toughness showing here. He sinks the and one. It's up to 29 points. Anthony Edwards slows it up. Dort wanted to jump on the ball. 34 points for Shai. As Conley drives it down. DiVincenzo. Naz Reed close down, moves inside. Right hash. Scoops it up. 2:30 gone here in the fourth. 96-69. The OKC lead. SGA. First MVP of his career is Chet. Sinks another triple. To add more insult to injury here, they're going to call it a deep two. DiVincenzo can't answer back. And a quick rebound by J-Dub. Here is SGA. Beautiful feed to Wallace. Extra pass right corner. Luguentz. Dort. Raining cats and dogs here in OKC. And we're supposed to be in Tornado Alley. Turns out the scoring production from the Timberwolves has been sucked up by a tornado just outside of Paycom center. Time on the floor. We'll be right back. An update from Raleigh. The Carolina Hurricanes have tied it at 3 apiece. 8:30 to go in the third period. 8:57 to go in the third period. To go at 8:30. Seth Jarvis from Andrei Svechnikov and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. The party has started at Oklahoma City. The Thunder are checking out their starters as this game is largely over. As it's Shai's 11 30-point game in the 2025 playoffs. He's 14-25, 7 rebounds. Caruso's back out there. Archie playing with backups here on the floor. Shai's checked out for the moment. Randall kicks it out. Right corner, Reed. Got it there. 29-point game with 8:40 left. It's 101-72. OKC's defense has been the tail of the tape here tonight. The Thunder shooting 58% for the field as J-Dub lays it in. Able to scoop that one up and in. J-Dub taking over on offense. Even with SGA on the bench. He's got to earn himself a well-earned rest. Jaden McDaniel spinning around. Opening space up. Can't roll it. Chet another rebound. He's been an animal over the court. So is Caruso. One foul away from getting tossed. But that won't impact the game as much because he's been the game's best defender. Caruso can't keep it in. 7:59 to go here in the series before the Thunder advance. 8 minutes to go here in the third period between Carolina and Florida. If this game is over if this game is over, then we'll get over to emergency coverage as McDaniel's open space up for the free throw line. Too far. J-Dub with another rebound. not an offensive rebound, as he is taking this the other way. Off the misses is defensive rebounds. Both teams had 19 offensive rebounds in the last game. Chet, left wing 3 on the way. Bounced up and out. Went over the backboard. So tomorrow will be Game 5 of the Western Conference Final in the NHL. The Oilers already with the news that they will not have Zach Hyman for the rest of the playoffs. That's Connor Brown filling the top 6. Mike Conley looks and goes back for Edwards. Terrence Shannon Jr. out there on the court. He's at the right corner. Cason Wallace is on him. Had to throw this one up. And Dort grabs it down. It was boxed up at the left side. OKC is all over. And that's the 19th turnover of the game for the Timberwolves. Hard to win games when you have 19 turnovers. This one rattled up and out. Cason Wallace with the shot. Julius Randle goes the other way. Towards the inside. He wanted to foul on Chet, but nothing came out of it. 6:49 to go, and Carter Verhaeghe strikes back for the Cats. Mr. Clutch for the Cats. For Minnesota, it's a team that has the future ahead of them. Randle gets his man out the way. Rejected by Chet. An animal over the court. And then J-Dub, or Dort rather, knocks down the triple. Luguentz Dort. Electrifying fire. His 4th three-pointer of this game. Chet with 4 blocks. SGA with 34 points. As we step away for this moment. When you look back 13 years, this was a Thunder team that was led by Kevin Durant, Russell Westbrook, and James Harden. Harden at that time was a 6th man of the year. They just happened to run into the Lajitos at the time. This year, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Chet Holmgren, and Jalen Williams leaned away. This time, they are the best team in the league. 13 years ago, it was the Lajitos that were the best team in the league at the time. Insane chemistry and extra motivation after the previous year's defeat at the hands of the Dallas Mavericks, when Dirk Nowitzki was on a mission. One of the greatest rings of all time. The backup's on the floor now for the Timberwolves, and that didn't stop the Thunder from getting another steal. J-Dub moving inside. Now going back over to Chet. When does Mark Daigneault pull his starters? Alley-oop missed. This is such an outstanding game for the Thunder. All the starters for the Timberwolves checked out. Puts the reserves inside as the Thunder give their team Thunder fans give their team a standing ovation. The three-pointer miss. Caruso getting another rebound. What an impact he's had all in this game. 3 steals and consistently outstanding on defense. Whether it be on the starting role or off the bench, he's been everywhere. Dort fires the free. In and out. And Jalen Clark, one of the 5 reserves that are out there on the court for the Timberwolves, alongside Terrence Shannon Jr., who lays it up. Josh Minott, Luka Garza, and Rob Dillingham. It's a first-round pick by the San Antonio Spurs, trade to the Timberwolves after the draft, or during the draft. Chet passes up on the free. He'll just fire it and sink it. Oh, this has been perfection here. They're going to call it 2. 5:14 to go. And the Thunder, here on their fans, as he daps up Kenrich Williams on a job well, and everyone else as the reserves check in for their chance to shine. All the stars have been pulled from the game for both teams. All the fans rise to their feet and salute the Thunder as they're 5 minutes and 12 seconds away from their second NBA Finals appearance as the Oklahoma City Thunder. Shannon's free, up and out, but fans are still rooting for the team nonetheless, as Will in the game, Jalen Williams, with a wide, intercepted by Jalen Clark. TSJ, he drew a foul on Will, as Terrence Shannon Jr., Rob Dillingham, Tim Connolly, the Timberwolves president of basketball operations, having assembled this squad. Once again, it's up from here. They have to get the right pieces. Everything is meshed. That's the first free throws made by Shannon. And he believes in team success. Took them a while to get to the top. But ever since the Christmas, as Shannon's 2 for 2, ever since Christmas, the Timberwolves have been one of the best teams in the league. The chemistry between Edwards, Randall, Gobert, and everyone have thrived around. Isaiah Joe from deep. Got that one! The 3-point party is continuing here in OKC. They will not stop here as Dillingham short on the deep 2. And Joe goes down. That'll be a jump ball. With 4:22 left, Mark Daigneault getting his guys up. Even for his deep bench, he wants them to get things going, to be prepared for any moment. As Anthony Edwards puts on his jacket. It's a bitter defeat and a bitter end to the season for the Timberwolves. But nonetheless, Edwards at this age is a difference maker. But back-to-back years, they were learning experiences. Ball tipped up and grabbed by A.J. Mitchell. Dylan Jones checks in. The right corner free for Joe. Sunk. OKC's trying to push it to a 40-point lead. The NBA Finals begin on June 5th. The fadeaway shot is good for Dillingham. It's a three-pointer. Cuts it to 35. But it's not going to do too much for the final score. Isaiah Joe, he'll step out of it. Jones. Ousmane Dieng getting minutes here for the Thunder. And he is getting a shimmies on. 117.79. What else is there to say? Even the reserves are getting these fans some throws here. Oh, you can say that Joe's going to play more minutes as there's a 2 from Luka Garza. And we wonder when Garza's going to make an impact. He's going to get a full-time role in the league. Minkman got head up on the head. But he toughed it out. But this Thunder team is a force to be reckoned with. They are no joke. And up and around this, but the Timberwolves, they have to keep growing with the core they are assembling. Dillingham, Shannon, you'll see them more as it's a kickball off of Joe. And Dillingham hits a practice three-pointer. Alex Caruso and the entire team, props to them. And what makes Caruso and company so dangerous is the schematics that Daigneault employs. Creative defense. And with the way that they lock down opponents. This is slow. It's slow, and with the way they do it. Joe, another free. 2:47 to go until it's over. 120-81 to score here at Paycom Center. 14 of 33 as Shannon rimmed out on the mid-range shot. The Thunder are 14 of 33 from deep. And there's a traveling violation. But nonetheless, this is an amazing game for OKC. 34 for Shai, 7 rebounds, 8 assists. Chet Holmgren, 22 points, 7 rebounds. And this ball, so loose, laid in by the Timberwolves. There's a lot of talent here on this Timberwolves team, but a lot more on this Thunder team. The Thunder, as strong as they come by, Joe lays it up. Double figures for Isaiah Joe in just 3 minutes of action in garbage time. Of course, he can get sharp 3-point shooting for OKC. The hook and ladder for Clark. 1:56 until it's over. Fans still chanting OKC because they are that faithful and that loyal. You know how they roll from here. And in close games, they know that they can get teams onto slow and painful depths. 151 until it's over. And a lot of new experiences. You know the roads that they can travel. Oklahoma City is not known as a large market team. It's a small market team. But one of the best small market teams in the NBA ever since they acquired the franchise in 2008. Aaron Shannon Jr. got fouled. Ever since they got the franchise, they've been successful there. From Kevin Durant's sophomore season onwards. Shannon shooting 2 shots. The first one's good. And SGA and J-Dub on the benches. They're 2-0 against the Knicks and Pacers this season as Shannon makes both. The Thunder are 2-0 against the Knicks, 2-0 against the Pacers. When you look at potential NBA Finals matchups, it's likely going to get Thunder versus Pacers as OKC is just running clock out. Joe rolling around Garza, kicked it out for Dieng or an open J. Will. A little too far. He tried one. And there's J. Will again. As this time he's on the opposite end of the floor. Fans are continuing to serenade the Timberwolves. As it's A.J. Mitchell who lays this one up. Climbing the ladder. Last minute. The Florida Panthers are going back to the Stanley Cup Final as Dillingham sinks one. 5-3 your final score from Lenovo Center. Sam Bennett with the insurance marker as the Thunder taking their sweet time with this ball. They forced 21 turnovers, scoring 18 points off of them. From opening night, they've been calm and composed. They've learned from last year's second round defeat at the hands of Luka Doncic and Kyrie Irving as the layup is good for the Timberwolves. Still the OKC Jets rolling around. Everyone's on their feet. No more shots here for the Thunder. The crowd's just chanting onwards. They have been waiting for this moment since 2012 when they were in their 4th year in Oklahoma City. They're not done chanting anytime soon. And even through these final seconds, this is OKC's 4th win by at least 30 points in the playoffs. They're the first team in NBA history to do this. Here's a practice free that is brought down to make the final score 124-94. For the first time in 13 years, the Oklahoma City Thunder will ride the Lightning on the way to the NBA Finals. They're playing Don't Stop Me Now here at Paycom Center. The Thunder. They're 8-1 at their home court. The lone loss being game 1 against Denver. But they know how to defend home court and do it well. The congratulatory salutes here at center stage, and there's no doubt in our mind of who will win the Western Conference MVP. The man wearing the number 2, they'll win in the end. So now, for as we know about who will be the Western Conference Finals MVP, we'll run you down the final stats. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander caps off this series with a 34-point, 14-25 shooting effort, 7 rebounds, 8 assists. Throughout this series, Shai has been the team's leading scorer, and there's no doubt in our mind that he will win Western Conference Finals MVP right after he won league MVP. And throughout this round, 31, 38, 14, 40, and 34. Those are the scoring averages that SGA has averaged in the West Finals. Plus 23 rating on the court. Chet Holmgren with 3 blocks, 22.7 rebounds. Jalen Williams with 19 points, 8 rebounds, 5 assists. And Luguentz Dort, 12 points. All of them on 3-pointers, 4 rebounds, 3 steals. Alex Caruso with 8 points, but he had 4 steals. It's just been an outstanding metric that was being tracked. 3 rebounds, 3 assists to add on for the Caruso. Cason Wallace, 5 points, 2 blocks. Minnesota Stars of Anthony Edwards and Julius Randle limited to 43 points on 15 of 32 shooting. The Timberwolves limited just 9 points in the first quarter, and that haunted them throughout the game. Minnesota as a team, 16 assists. OKC, 26. And the Thunder shot 46 of 88 for the field. Minnesota 35 of 85. But the early shooting woes have loomed large, in which Minnesota missed 17 of their first 20. And to finish with 19 points in the loss, Randle, 24 points. That's going to do it here tonight. I'm Alec Nava saying so long from Oklahoma City. Good night.